Hello there guys, and welcome to a non-car guys car review of the Porsche 911 Carrera S Cabriolet. Now, unlike many of the cars which I've driven this year, this is not a rental. This is my car, a car which I have purchased for myself at the ripe age of 26, and I am not a car geek, I'm not a car expert. So today I'm going to be giving you a car review of this car as a non-car guy, right? What is it like to actually own this car, drive this car? This is a daily driver for me, so I'm going to be giving you the full breakdown. Now, let's start with the story behind this car. Now, when I first moved to Dubai, I wanted to cut down on costs initially until I had a feeling of, okay, how am I situated economically, etc., etc. So what I did when I first moved here was purchase a Ford Raptor with a friend of mine who I'm living with, and we shared that car for the best part of a year. In fact, just over a year until I bought this one. And that went very, very well. We had a lot of fun in that car, took it out to the desert, really did some things which we probably shouldn't have done. Now that we're trying to sell it, we're having some difficulties with selling it, but that's a story for another day. So I decided, you know, it's probably about time that I actually get a car for myself. My friend has a girlfriend now, he's off doing his own thing a lot of the time, so am I, meeting up with people in the city. It just made sense to get a vehicle of my own. And every single time we would drive past Porsche 911s, I just could not stop myself from saying, wow, just look at that thing. Wow, it looks so clean, so classy on the road. And I actually rented a Turbo S earlier this year, just after my fight. My girlfriend was here, I took a week off and rented a Porsche 911 Turbo S to mess around with and take up to the north of the UAE. And that car absolutely blew my mind. And no, this is not a Turbo S, that's the next level, but the driving experience is something very close to that. So my dream car was always a 911. The body just looked so clean to me on the road, and the driving experience, having rented the 911 Turbo S, I knew that nothing could come close. You know, I've rented a Lamborghini, I've rented a Ferrari, I've done the whole Dubai thing, right? Renting supercars and messing around. So I actually have a fair amount of experience driving these different cars and having a feeling of what I actually enjoy. And for me, it was always the 911. So that was the kind of driving motivation behind wanting to get a 911 in the first place. And actually, during the purchase experience, during the sale process, I went through a fair amount of education because I just thought, well, I want a 911. I love the way the body looks. I love the way they drive. I just want to get a 911. So there I was, searching on Dubizzle, going around different dealerships, looking at Porsche 911s. And I came across one dealer, English guy, which generally helps in terms of being able to establish some rapport and a relationship. And he had worked for Porsche in East London, which immediately gave him the upper hand in the sales process, right? He was basically schooling me on what you want to get from a Porsche in terms of spec. So he told me, you know, when you first go to Porsche and you start speccing a car, it has absolutely nothing. Like there's zero added extras. You have to add everything to these cars. And this car, which was sitting there in the dealership, he said, you know, this is a very, very good spec. Bose speakers, sports exhaust, sports chronometer. You've got the cabriolet, right? The roof comes down, which is perfect for winter in Dubai. And that was more or less what sold me the car. And it set me back a decent chunk of money, about $148,000 to be exact. And we'll get onto that later on in the video as to whether I think it's worth it. Right now, I am extremely happy with this vehicle. Let's start off with the driving experience. This thing absolutely sticks to the road, and I've tried to stick the back end out, and it's very, very hard to do. Even with this in Sports Plus, absolutely raring at you like a big cat, the back end just doesn't seem to slip out. You can drive this thing at what seems like unlimited speeds around corners, and obviously if any law enforcement are watching this video, I'm always driving well within the speed limit when I'm going around these corners. But I do want to do a track day in this car to actually see how far I can push it. But for the moment, driving on the road, I mean, this thing is absolutely incredible. The handling is unbelievable around corners, and more or less, if I look somewhere on the road, I can be there within seconds. You put your foot down in this and you absolutely rocket forward in and out of lanes. You can move in this thing like I've never been able to move in any car before, apart from the Turbo S, which I rented prior, which was really one of the biggest driving factors in wanting to purchase this car. Obviously, as I've already said, the way that it looks on the road is absolutely beautiful. Getting into this car in the morning, you know, I'm driving 10 minutes further to go and get my coffee in the morning because I just enjoy driving it so much. It looks beautiful on the road. The handling is absolutely magnificent. And another thing is just the way that it makes you feel. And this is quite intangible, it's hard to explain. But for example, last week, my girlfriend was visiting Dubai and we were going out and about, and if you've ever been to Dubai, you'll know that valet parking is quite a big thing. And this is when I really started to notice the difference driving this, is like just the way that you are kind of treated at a valet parking. They're like moving people out of the way, that, you know, come on in, sir. Obviously I had the sports exhaust on, rolling up to these nice hotels where a lot of the restaurants are, and you just get treated differently. And I don't know what that says about the world. I guess it is what it is. But having a car like this, you definitely do get treated differently in those environments, for better or for worse. And, you know, coming out of the restaurant again after the meal, and there the car is sitting right in front of the hotel. The valet come, there's your car, you hop in, you're not waiting around. So definitely that aspect. And I think that's more present in a society like Dubai, which is a lot more showy and kind of values these status symbols perhaps more than other societies. But that's definitely something which I kind of noticed as being, I would say, a pretty stark benefit relative to rolling up in you know, the sand covered Raptor which had just been in the desert. And, you know, from a practical perspective, this car is absolutely not going to be practical for loads of people. But I'm 26, I have a girlfriend, I don't have kids. This car more or less works for me. It's not like I have to travel around with kids in the back, and obviously it wouldn't be feasible. It would have to be a second car. But for now, this works perfectly well for me as a daily driver. I've got my passenger seat here. This is where I put my boxing stuff, put my boxing bag here. If I do have a passenger, I can put stuff in the back seats, or I can put stuff in the boot. There's a boot in the front, which is small, but you can fit an overnight bag. So for example, I went away for a few days with my girlfriend, we stayed away, and I just kept stuff in these back seats and in the boot in front. So from a practical perspective, it's okay for me, given the stage of my life that I'm. So coming back to the point that I made earlier in the video as to, would I buy this car again? Do I think it is a good use of money or a waste of money? Of course. When you're talking about pure economic utility, purchasing an expensive vehicle is not a good use of capital. But at the end of the day, you only have one life, and I feel like having a car like this at a young age where it's actually practical, I'm not scared to drive it quickly, my knees aren't broken, and I can actually get down into it and up out of it every single morning, you know, this is the time to do it. So yeah, not every decision has to be absolute 100% economic rationality. Ultimately, money is something to be both invested and used wisely, and to enjoy as well. So I don't necessarily regret spending a large amount of capital on this vehicle. Ultimately, as I say, I've managed to work hard and be lucky in some respects, and get myself into the position where purchasing this is not financially irresponsible, and therefore I'm more than happy enough with the purchase. Said guys, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and take care.